once again. So if you haven't subscribed, please, I want you to subscribe to my channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back to my channel. So today I'll be talking about helping people who are in need, helping people who really needed our support exactly at the right time, the right moment, just helping people. So recently I came across a video on the internet. The video really is a sort of um it went really viral in my country, and not only in my country, in the whole African continent as a whole. This video is about two pastors. I mean, one is a reverend father, the other one is a pastor in a Pentecostal church, and the other one is from Ghana. And this got me really Here is a priest who dressed himself as a mad person to demonstrate to his congregation that it is necessary to help people who are in need. And the very funny part of the whole story is this, that none of the congregation were able to identify this man. None of them. Not even his steward, not even any member from his fellowship or church were able to identify what he was. Helping people. What does it really mean to help people? Helping people is really, attending to people's need as a particular time, and exactly at the particular time when they needed that help. That is what I understand as helping people in need. And to me, it doesn't really matter, how much you give to the person. It doesn't really matter how small, it may be. What matters is that, this attempt to help people who are in desperate need. And recently, there have been a video that have been a sort of going viral in my continent, in Africa in precise. One is from Africa and one is from Nigeria, where I happens to come from. And this pastor in Ghana, it appears to me that he has been trying to motivate his congregation in to help people or something like that. And maybe it got to the extent that he really want to put this in practice. He really want to demonstrate it to them that actually there is, that most people nowadays are lip service Christians. It means they worship God more with their lips than with their hearts, their soul, and spirit. So this pastor went to acting. I will say, yeah, The pastor is really a good actor. He did, he dressed himself up as a madman, sat before the gate in his church and begged for money. And you know the most funny part of it? Those people who proclaim themselves as good Christians are the ones that walked past him. Some spit at him, some told him that he was smelling, some don't even want anything to do with him, some didn't even look his way. They passed him and went into the house of God. And then I will ask myself every time I come, every time we are confronted with such issues, I'll begin to ask myself, what is wrong with our world? Do we actually understand, uh, what we are doing to ourselves, in particular when we don't help the needy? And there is one thing about helping the needy. When you help somebody in need, you've taught that person a lesson. Not only teaching that person a lesson, spiritually, you tap from the treasures in heaven. When you help somebody who is in need, the lesson you taught to this person is this: you are in need today, I will help you. But I want you to help somebody when you see somebody who is in need. The lesson that person learned that day is this: that he should also render need to somebody who is desperately in need. That is the lesson you teach somebody. That is the lesson you teach people anytime you help somebody. Anytime you help people in need, you teach them to to give it on, to pass it on, to continue passing it on. Just don't hold it there. Continue passing it on. That is the lesson you teach with your charity actions. That is the lesson you teach with your act of charity. That is the lesson you teach with your help, with the help you render to people. You teach them a lot. And you, the giver, what happens to you? You say, I know some people will say, yeah, it's just like removing money all the time from my pocket. But one thing you have to know is this: helping people in need, helping desperate people doesn't mean that you should always help them financially. I know you can give money if you have, but helping doesn't always means you should give money. It can be moral support, it can be spiritual support, it can be a listening ear, it can be care, it can be concern. There are so many forms of helping people. When you help someone, you've helped yourself. You open doors for yourself. You've opened doors spiritually for yourself. You open doors physically for yourself, because those people you help will go out and tell the stories of how you've helped them. And you know the good thing about this: when you help people, your good work speaks for you. It's like a loudspeaker. It's like a loudspeaker that even the deaf will hear about it. That is something about helping people. Once you help somebody, once or twice, the person will go out and broadcast it to the next person he or she sees. Think about, okay, let me bring the example nearer to to how you may understand me. Okay, let's go to the Bible. You remember the story about the man who was healed from blind, the man that was who Jesus healed by just spitting on the floor, turning his saliva with sand, and now applying on the man's side. This man couldn't keep quiet. This man went about shouting, talking, even to people who doesn't even want to hear. This man will go to their midst and proclaim what God did for him. This man talked to people, even to people who doesn't want to hear about it. This man was talking. He couldn't keep quiet. His mouth was like, running, like, when you go to the tap and open the tap and it starts running. You can only stop when you close it. That was how his mouth was running. He couldn't keep quiet because it brought joy to his spirit. It brought peace to his soul. It brought peace to him. It brought happiness to him. He couldn't keep quiet. That is what happens when you do good to people. That is what happens when you carry a charity act. That is what happens when you do something good. When you help people, when you listen to people, when you care for people, when you show concern for people, when you help people in desperate people. There was also a story of a lady in Nigeria who saw a crippled man. This man crawled on the ground like a baby. No, not like a baby. Babies crawl better than him. The man crawled on the ground, dragging his two legs on the ground when he's crawling. And people will pass, some will give him 100 naira, some will give, 100 naira is equivalent to 1 cent or 2 cents. You can imagine that. I don't really know the equivalent, but that is how to compare the value of money in Nigeria. You can think of it. The money cannot do anything until one woman came to him. I'll be things we want. We want people to pass on that charity act. Pass it on. When someone do something good to you, please don't hold it. Pass it on. Look for somebody who is less privileged than you. Do something good unto that person. You must not give him money if you don't have. You can be, listen to him, care for him, show concern. Is he looking for attention somewhere? You know someone that can connect him, and you know someone that can give joy. That is also a charity work. There are so many things you can do to do good to people. There are so many things you can do to put a smile on somebody's face. There are so many things you can do, to make people happy. And when you succeeded in doing that, it also pave a way for you. You've opened doors for you. Because your name will be ringing as bell wherever this person is. Because this person, you've written your name in the history of this person. The history of the success of this person is never complete without your name. That is the power of carrying out a charity act. That is the power of helping people. And so it is here, my dear. That is how it is in heaven. The angels will remember you. God will remember you. There will be open doors for you. When you think of the joy that comes from helping people, when you think of the joys that come, from putting a smile on people's face, think about the joy that comes to you spiritually. I know some people will say, yeah, I've experienced that. I've helped so many people. I have been there for so many people. They've neglected me when it was raining for me. They neglected me when when it's as if when the going is good and smooth, they are there, but when the going is poor, all of them will run away. No, I'm fed up of helping people. I won't help anybody. Let them help themselves. After all, they are not they are not crippled. They are not handicaps. They can make use of their hands. They can make use of their legs. But remember, some people, it is just destiny that some people will be success through the help of some people. Let me tell you something you don't know. Helping people, carrying out a charity act is like networking. And by helping people, when you help the poor, you've stopped frustration in your country. When you help the poor, you've stopped armed robbery. When you help the poor, you've put a smile on somebody's face. When you help the poor, you stop poverty. When you help somebody who is depressed, you stop so many mad people hanging out on the street. When you help somebody and when you give a listening ears to someone, you've helped somebody from committing suicide. When you help somebody who really needed your help at the point in time that you deliver this help, you save somebody's marriage. There are so many types of help. You can help financially, you can help spiritually, you can help morally, you can help as motivation, you can help in so many places or areas of people's life. You can help by connecting people to people who will be their destiny. By connecting to people who will open destiny for people, that is also a kind of help. And when you do this, you are sort of standing in the middle, and it will be going like this. You help this person, help this person, this person, help this person, this person, help this person. And tell me what you've just done. You've connected with your goodness. You connected people who are doing good, and it have triggered out a chain of reaction. And what is that chain of reaction? The network of good. It has made our world a better place. It has made so people better wives. It has made so people better husbands. It has made so people better sons. It has made so people better daughters. And it has made so people better CEOs. You can help with the advice you give to people. You can help by motivating people. You can help the needy by putting, the hungry by putting food on their table. You can help eradicate poverty by providing jobs, employment for people. You don't help with lip service. And what really baffles me, the trend yet now in Facebook. You will see somebody suffering that will post the picture of that person looking for help, although some will say there are scams in all those things. But what of when you really have evidence that shows that those people are really in desperate need? You will type, "You are healed in Jesus' name." I know they are healed in Jesus' name. Don't forget, they also pray. They go to church. What they need at that time is your financial help. What they need at that time, even when you don't have the money, what they need is for you to connect them to a doctor that will help in the healing process. That is why God gave us people who are wise to be doctors, who are wise enough to be doctors, who are wise enough to manufacture drugs that will help in curing us or healing us. God has given us that wisdom. What that person needs is not for you to come to where this person is asking for help to write, "You are healed in Jesus' name." What that person needs is your money in his bank account to help, no matter how little it is. I know that if you bring a little, I bring a little, the other person bring a little, before we know it, we've arrived at our destination. So you people should stop this writing of, I call it this lip service you do on social media. When you see somebody that needs help, if you are not of any value to that person, pray in your mind for that person. Please stop going to other people's photos or especially people who are with cancer or with liver problem, people who's, when you take a look at the picture, you feel pains in your body. You will feel it running from your spinal cord to your brain, and you still have the guts to go there and write, "You are healed in Jesus' name." I am not doubting, neither am I questioning the fact that they are healed in Jesus' name. But what I'm trying to say here is that what they needed is your money, not what you write for them. Please, you call yourself Christians. Forget about being Christian. The thing applies if you're a Christian and a Muslim. It's the same thing all over the world. Please, let us pass on that charity act to people. It's a network. When it comes to you, please don't break it. That is it from me today. Thank you for coming by. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I really want to have you in my small community. Put a smile on somebody's face. Subscribe, and God bless you.